Today, we're going over various different AI image creation tools. We're going to go back to the history and show you what they're like today and how you can use them to make money as an affiliate marketer, a blogger, or even creating your own agency where you make ads for people. This is going to be a doozy, and you're going to learn a lot about AI tools, stuff that you probably didn't know before. So, Alina, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. So this is like an overview of how it developed through the years and at what point we are now, what capabilities are here, and generally answering a lot of questions people ask about AI, as well as like where is it going and how it works and things like this.
And it was interesting too, before we started recording, you had said that these tools, the image generators, were available in 2022, but
Yes.
you kind of had to be like sort of like a programmer or prompt programmer to be able to
Not a lot of people knew about them, and it was like closed environment that you wouldn't go into unless you specifically know it's there. Not like now that you can access it in different like ChatGPT or Google Gemini just by Googling and accessing there in the web right away.
Yeah, and very user-friendly. Like I want a picture of a daisy, like Superman. I don't know.
Yeah, it was rather complicated, but apparently, yes, it's been around for a while. Even with the features like editing some parts of the image, it was around since 2022.
Wow.
So yeah, if you're interested, you can go through our post on AI Profit Scope and like look at the history of development with the years.
Yeah.
We're not gonna stop on it right now, so we can just probably skip it to the parts that basically it had a new like jump in 2021, 2022.
Yeah.
And since then, it's like a very efficient in everything it creates.
That was an interesting thing because I remember in the beginning, everyone thought AI was going to come after like the writing and the calculating and the coding jobs. But first it came for the creative, like the video, the audio, the images, which is interesting. And I think also there has been a level of the reverse of AI creation, which is AI understanding of images, which, I mean, they kind of go hand in hand, where, you know, you had like YouTube and stuff like that that would scan a video, make sure there's nothing crazy, or Facebook would have something scanning an image to see if it was something against their policies, stuff like that. So it's like the reverse of it.
Yes, and apparently it's also been available for a couple years already too. So a lot of models were able to understand and explain what they see on the image quite before that, before we implemented this like image drop into the chatbots like ChatGPT and everything.
Yeah, exactly. So now we have where we're at today, which is I could go to Gemini and make whatever image I want. If I can think of it, I can make it.
Yes.
And also, this is one I made for our video today, which was kind of fun. And I know it does have some errors, you know, like I had to work with it a few times just to get one of each icon, where up here it had like a bunch.
Yeah, but you see, like when you edit it now, that's what I noticed. It really keeps the previous one really like close to the previous. Yeah, the consistency we didn't have before. So I'd say in the last several months, we as a broad audience that not using like this closed up tools, right? We received a better consistency from the images. We received a better text on the images. And like ChatGPT now is available, like capable of editing the colors without actually regenerating everything else, which is like always was a problem. All the editing tools were like, I will change the color, but I will also change everything else. So you can see the distortion there every time you do that.
Yeah, like this here, I mean, it kept the same guy throughout all of them, which was really cool. And that's something that we see very important when you're creating, you know, let's see.
Yeah, like a set of images, right?
Or a video, you know, where you're doing, or maybe even like a comic book or something like that.
Yes, it's exactly. That's why it's like better at video creation too.
Yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there. Some of the tools are iffy, but it is getting there. And I did notice today, Leonardo has a video creator now.
Nice.
And if you haven't used Leonardo is actually very good for realistic, dreamy images that look fantastic. I mean, we've gone through, we've used a few. Now, their infographics are terrible. Now, ChatGPT I would use for image on text, but some of these, like, you know, it'll do like a little website or something like that. But it does a really good job, and the prompts need to be very detailed. So it's a lot like a Midjourney kind of thing. But yeah, tell us a little bit about what's going on with the video, the image creation and stuff like that?
So basically, I, through my research, discovered like a Midjourney one and Stable Diffusion, which we don't hear that much about as we hear about OpenAI and everything, and Claude, for example.
Yeah.
And apparently they're like really frontier. They basically very developed models that had all these features even before OpenAI did, as far as I can see from this.
Yes, very much so.
The only thing is that Midjourney you can only access through Discord.
They did just change that.
Oh, that's nice.
A couple weeks ago. Midjourney is one of the more expensive ones. I think it's $60 a month just for that. And the interesting thing about Midjourney, one, it's always been amazingly good at making images, even back around the time that ChatGPT was like 3.5.
Yes, exactly. That's what I meant. But it's like it's just not on that level of hype among general audience.
Yeah.
But it's on level of hype among the artists themselves.
Yes.
So they use it a lot. Because it's really creative at what it gives out. Like I heard it looks like real professional photos or pieces of art and everything. Except it doesn't follow the prompt exactly as DALL-E 3 does. So what OpenAI did, they made their model follow the prompt exactly. Like if you have 5 things mentioned on the picture, it will give you all 5 things.
Got it.
Which is like Midjourney doesn't do.
Midjourney's like hiring an artist.
Yeah.
ChatGPT's DALL-E is like hiring an employee.
Yeah.
Yeah. The artist is like, I will do what I want to do. It will be pretty. And then you're like, yeah, but I wanted these 5 things. He's like, yes, but it's pretty.
Exactly. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Which is good. Okay. Stable Diffusion now.
Have you heard of it?
I have heard of it. I couldn't tell you what it does, though. I don't know much about it. I know it's like advanced from what I understand. Go ahead. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yes. From what I see, it's also a very advanced model, and it's really good at it gives a lot of control to the user. Like, except this thing, the Stable Diffusion that AI uses, it's like to toggle this process of like, I don't know what to create. They basically give it a random noise and it creates the patterns from this random noise based on the...
Oh, is that like the one where it's like 3D graphics, like almost like you're making a game?
Maybe. So basically just not to start from something completely empty, they give it the noise and give it the idea what they want, and they just kind of creates the shapes of what could be there.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's like a main principle that all AI models are using now, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so. I think if I'm hearing correctly, it's like the visualization of how it thinks. Yeah. And I've seen those there, and I've seen a lot of AI channels talk about that. I think learning about those things is going to be kind of a skill that phases out really quick because, as you mentioned in one of our other videos very, very eloquently, was the idea that now the programming is becoming easy to use as operating systems did in the old days. Remember, we were talking about how like...
Yeah, like everyone can use computer now.
Yes. Whereas before you had to do C:...
Yes.
space, all this other stuff, which was...
Yes, I feel like it's very much similar process.
I think so. I think that made sense. That absolutely made sense. And I think with Stable Diffusion and some of these is...
Yeah, I'm intrigued by this one because they are called the Stable Diffusion. Did they come up with it?
I don't know.
Like, is it their model first up? Because it proved to be the most efficient one in creation of the images. Plus, it kind of takes away the stealing process because you don't combine 2 images, you create something from the noise.
Interesting. So you're getting something that's probably not anywhere else.
Yes.
Now it would, I think there's going to be so much crossover where it's like AI is going to generate a picture of a person. It's going to look like one of the 8 billion people on Earth. I mean, it's just going to. So looking at that's kind of interesting.
There was apparently a website in 2019, I think, that looked like AI faces or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
The person does not exist. Okay.
Yeah, the site with all AI generated faces.
That's interesting.
It's been there for a while, apparently.
Yeah, that's I'll have to check that out. So yeah, looking at this, we have Stable Diffusion, Adobe Firefly, which Is that within, so that's in
Yes.
Photoshop?
Yes, that's pretty much in all Adobe products. And the interesting thing about them is that they are trying to, the only one who are trying to only teach their model on the open source art and not stealing from the artist, not like
Got it.
over copyright images, So they like getting out of this gray area to not be called like stealing.
I would bring another one up, which I think is the thief. Facebook AI. Facebook's AI is trained on our images. So it's like literally just taking,
They all pretty much do. That's what like artists complain about it, that even though they create a new image now, the data they were trained on is still stolen from them.
So this is going to get into a gray area and a scary area.
Yes.
Which is, you're going to have the debate of, is AI conscious like a human?
It is not. At this point, it is not.
It is not. And when because that's the argument. Because I can hire a person who's a painter and they can paint similar. Like, oh, I saw like Weiland. Do you ever, Weiland's paintings with the whales under the ocean? And so like I could paint a whale under the ocean, which is similar. I'm never going to be as good as Weiland. I've tried. It's difficult. But it can be similar because I'm a human.
Yes.
Now that you have AI involved, okay, I can generate a Weiland image and put it on a painting canvas and sell it as my own, but it is more or less taken from others. So what's the difference between a human taking it out of their mind and an AI taking it?
Honestly, at this point, as I feel it, it might not what people agree with, but it's pretty much the same process. You just look at the things and get inspired, and you combine the things you like your mind is doing that. AI is doing the same thing at this point because the amount of data it trained on is already like beyond the simple copying.
Yes.
It's still not the same amount of data probably that the person had. Might be like, it's debatable, I guess.
That's interesting because then, if that is the case, then it's the prompter's fault. Because if like, okay, recently we had the Studio Ghibli images. And I felt, if I was the guy who created that, I don't think I'd be happy.
Yeah, totally.
But it did promote his stuff.
There is this very gray area. I don't like when it's like completely steals the particular style.
Yeah. And that was, the prompts were, make this in Studio Ghibli style. And sometimes here we'll do prompts of like a sales letter or a marketing type. But again, I mean, that was taken from years of things like sales letters and copywriting. You can go back to Bible times and see that. It's all advertising, is all the same.
Yes, it's pretty much depends on you. If you are trying to steal somebody's style and you give it instruction to do so, or if you're trying to just generate something by the basic values of something on the basis what works, proven by years and everything.
I would say by nature, the people using AI are probably not artists by nature. Therefore, it's going to lean towards stealing. If they were artists by nature and they thought, like if you have creative prompt, this is why when we talk about text created AI, go through a process. Learn, listen, get feedback, use the data. Don't just say, ChatGPT, make an article about clowns.
Yeah, I can say I still like fully reprocess all the things that ChatGPT gives me because like you still kind of collect the data and put it in a different way as a human.
Yes.
Like AI is still not on the same level of reframing the data.
Well, and it doesn't think the way a human would think.
Yeah, there is still no understanding. That's a common thing. AI is very much copying this understanding, but it doesn't have it. So it's still like generating shapes on the basis of what it's seen before without understanding of fully what's there.
Yeah, like it can make an image of a bridge by knowing pixel 84 black, pixel 84 blue, pixel 86 this. It doesn't know what a bridge is.
Yeah, there is a good example a lot of people have been putting about AI is that was this experiment with the Chinese language where one person actually spoke Chinese and another had just the cards. Like if you get this card, give this card.
Okay,
so,
got it.
And basically for the person who didn't know about this, it looked like he communicated with the person in Chinese, but the person who gave the cards back didn't understand what they mean. It was just like combination of matching this than this.
And also, as humans, I think we're obsessed with finding meaning. And so we're going to attribute meaning. So like if you have a conversation with AI, you like, this is why people are falling in love with AI.
Exactly,
They're
yes.
giving meaning where it's not necessarily there.
That's how our mind is programmed. We are bound to do that for sure. But as for me, I have such an interesting view of it. Like, I understand that it will probably never fully be the same as a human mind, but it can get that close that you cannot actually distinguish. So for you as a user, doesn't matter at this point if you cannot distinguish it in any way.
Yeah, I think it'll alter the trajectory of the world, but it might not understand what it's doing.
Yeah, that's
it is. It's an interesting thing. Growing up in the decade I grew up, all the robot movies ended not good. So I think it's like, okay, we're kind of like in a gray area. But with the image stuff, you know, it's the understanding, it's the looking at how are you going to use it, what is it best for? I think most people that are trying to make money online are probably going to use ChatGPT because it's easy.
Yeah.
And it's inexpensive, $20 a month.
Yeah, I think it's about how you use it because, like, as a creator, you are still supposed to basically collaborate with AI and not just use and copy paste everything that they do. I think that's still the best way.
Yeah.
So for general users, it's still the DALL-E by OpenAI is still like the
Bing
most
was
accessible
actually,
one.
So with Bing, is it pretty much like ChatGPT? Is that kind of what we're looking at there?
I feel like yes, but I've never actually tried it myself.
Make a happy whale.
I think that's a
Okay,
search,
that's a
and you're supposed
search.
to be somewhere else. I don't know.
I think we got to go in a Copilot. There we go. Oh, there it goes. So that's search. Okay. Well, we'll check that out in a little bit. This was a plant infographic, which it's getting really good at text on image, which is fantastic. I mean, this is stuff that you can use. Again, I said make an infographic on plants for health. If you were doing this for social media or a video or an infographic, you probably want more.
Yeah, you probably want to reframe the content the way you like it.
Yeah, or an angle, like best herbs or roots or something.
Do you want to try giving the same task to Dream Studio, which is...
Sure. Do we have a Dream Studio login or do we need one?
It should be a free trial with Google account.
Okay. Okay, so here we are in Dream Studio. How does this one work? Have you tried it?
Not really, because I didn't want to spend free credits. But so, let's give it the same prompt because it's supposed to be text to image. So
text to image. Okay, so we're going to give it... All right, so we're going to give this to Dream Studio. See if we get it. We want to get as close to like...
I think you got to press create, yeah.
Post ready. Like if we can have minimal input, that'd be good.
It's interesting. It creates several.
This is Midjourney and Leonardo. The heavy image ones, they do like 4 at a time. Okay, so here we have this.
Pretty nice.
It's nice. Let's see if the text is on point.
They're supposed to be because this model... Oh, it's not. Wow, it's not. I'm surprised. Maybe
not
it's only in the
close.
paid version.
Maybe, yeah. It's like, hey, give me money.
They probably have like a... they're supposed to have a more... complicated model for this because I heard that they do it okay. Probably not in the free version. Again, it's about like accessibility. Accessibility is improving because of like ChatGPT and Claude getting like multimodal. They understand your images, text, and like they put improvements there for us as a broad audience. So we have access to it now.
Yeah. So this one, it's a little bit slower. I mean, this has gotten better. Words are off.
Yeah, so we can only see words in
this
ChatGPT without getting somewhere else, right?
From the looks of the images, I think these are on the same platform. This is almost identical.
Yes.
And a lot of them do use the same thing. So that's something when you're buying tools, you could buy 100 different AI image generators. There's probably 3 core softwares that they're all using. Like I found there were... like the InVideo, I think there was like a bunch that were very similar to it. And I was like, wait, why am I paying for all these when I don't like any of them? This one here, Clip Drop by Jasper. Now this is the Jasper. Okay, so this one you got to upgrade. Was this the Jasper that started years ago before the AI craze?
I think so.
Okay. I was never a fan of their text one. Let's try here. So far, ChatGPT is the winner.
Yes.
I think as far as images, speed and understanding, like this understood what we wanted.
Yes.
That's
exactly what they are good at, honestly.
Yes.
So they are specifically trained to understand any type of prompt at any level, if it's bad or good, and give the stable, good result.
And I will say also, if you're trying to make stuff for a certain website, get I don't know if it's called like a sister account in ChatGPT, like the one I give you guys for working here, and use that just for that site, and it'll remember everything. You won't even have to tell it your URL anymore. It'll know.
Yeah, now it has even more memory. Like you said, it updated a couple of weeks ago that ChatGPT now has access to all the different chats before that.
Yes.
I've seen it recently in a lower level version, not the Pro one, but the regular $20 one, the Plus. Now they have it too. I also seen there are a lot of options for customization that now available in the chat. So they're really putting a lot of stuff every day there.
Yeah. I'm currently visualizing a general image that best represents the theme of plants per house. It's interesting to read. Like, one of the things a lot of people don't do is they don't read what AI is putting out, so they don't understand how AI is thinking about it.
Yes.
That's something I noticed you do, I do, and it gives you a lot of insight. It's like back when we were doing SEO in the old days, you would look at what Google ranked. I would tell you what Google wanted. And it's simple. It's like, who wouldn't think of that?
But it's time consuming,
it
right?
is. So ChatGPT totally for the win. I noticed this here. That's interesting that it has a watermark. Also, I think it was Google that is watermarking their images and videos. So they are somehow, we can't see it, but they are like, it's more than this. Like if you cropped it up here, it would still
Yes, there is information in there.
But it's a pretty picture. I don't know what that means. Like eat that one for your heart and this one for your whatever. I don't know. My brain.
I think it's pretty much more like a cover with no info.
Yeah. So ChatGPT 100% for the win. I think that's great. So small business users, I would say ChatGPT because you're getting multimodal stuff. Now, if I wanted to go and do image to video, this I could do and see how that comes out. Okay, apparently it don't want to work. But, going there and making that work is kind of key. That's kind of a cool look to it.
I guess we can go through the questions now. So
sure.
The first question is like zero question, I would say, is like, how does it work? That's what I was mentioning before. It's stable diffusion process in most of them now, or probably all of them, that they denoise the random noise that they're given.
We didn't go over Sora yet.
Oh,
Let's do
we
that
didn't.
one.
Yeah.
Sora is, I think you could just go to Sora.com. Sora is available on ChatGPT accounts. I don't know what level you need. It's okay. Yeah, we're going to edit.
Yeah, Sora is also incredible. So what I feel like is like OpenAI just providing these features to the audience who doesn't use anything else except like a web browser faster than every other model does, even though every other model might have these features, but you just cannot find them that easily.
Got it. And it does do images and video.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Also, Sora got rid of their credit system.
Oh, they
So
did?
it's basically you can make as much as you want within reason of their current bandwidth. So if everyone's making images, you can't make much. If it's only you in the middle of the night,
Interesting.
much.
Wow.
I don't know if the middle of the night thing actually tracks, but yeah, they do pretty good. Like their videos are okay. I find for stuff like this, it was really good, which is why, yes, we are seeing an influx of junk AI cartoon videos
constantly
on YouTube. It's insane. Like it's just crazy.
Do you think it will like set down sometimes? Like people will get tired of it?
No, and the reason is in countries like India and Philippines and stuff like that, where you can live comfortably on $1,000 a month, there's a huge incentive for them to make money. And this is like unheard of before.
But will the audience get tired of it? Like, will at some point they will understand that it's AI and I've seen it all already. I'm not interested.
I think we're going to get to the point where nobody knows.
Oh,
like you're not going to, because there was a gal who I followed her work. We've worked together a couple times, and she came out with an AI version of herself. I didn't know the difference. So I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, but well,
that is different. Yeah, that's different than like
it's different than brain rot content,
right? Yeah, brain rot content, and that's sadly, I don't know. You don't Facebook much. Instagram, is there a lot of brain rot?
Not for me, because my accounts are very specific on my interests, so I don't see much of it.
Okay, mine's all brain rot. Maybe I think it's because I look at every ad, so I'm like, okay,
yeah,
how
just
does this
out of
make
interest.
money? Yeah. And so when you look at all the stuff that we do, it's just like I get so much brain rot. And then I'm interested in it. Like, how did they do that? Why did it make money? And that shows Facebook, like, give him brain rot. And it just keeps going and going and going. And the AI is going to get even worse with that. New video coming out on my other channel about that today. All right. So what changed in the last year or two? Did we answer how it works?
Yeah, pretty much.
I would say video has changed immensely in the last year or two. Images, the consistency, like being able to say this character, keep it throughout everything. That's really what has changed.
And multimodal inputs, like we can put now images, voice,
drawing,
whatever.
Cool. Tools became accessible to a broader audience. I think it's also cheaper.
Yes.
Like now it doesn't cost much of anything.
Yeah, even Sora got cheaper.
It sure did. Yeah, I'm still paying $200 a month. I could probably, maybe we'll not. Why does AI image generation struggle with things like a full glass of wine or ramen without chopsticks? Interesting. Yeah, I'm going to let you answer that one.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
It's again the same reason, because there is no understanding of this concept. And the only trained data that I've seen, it's always the wine glass, like with a nice amount of liquid there as it's supposed to go, and never the one that overflows, So it just cannot, it's interesting because it can generate so many non-existent things by combining them together. But it cannot still generate something like this.
Watch this. We're going to make a wine glass full of noodles.
I'm curious, really.
Let's see how it does. So we'll come back to that and see. Oh, wait, maybe it's going to...
I think that it will do this one just fine. But for some reason, the full glass of wine, it doesn't. So just some of the concepts.
I think it's going to struggle.
Okay, let's see.
I think it's going to be like chopped noodles.
It's the same about like create a ramen without chopsticks situation.
Oh, so it can do it with the chopsticks, but not without.
Yes.
I would think it would be the opposite. Yeah.
Because like in its training data, it's always like this is a combination. Like if it's ramen, then
ramen includes chopsticks.
Yes.
Yeah. So like it probably thinks we eat chopsticks and ramen.
Probably.
It's like, how else is it going to be crunchy? I mean, come on.
The main problem, it doesn't think. It just gives you the patterns.
Yeah. It's interesting to look at like, it is a pattern machine.
Yes.
It's easy to think, oh, this has a consciousness. It's thinking, it's loving, it's feeling.
But it's not. It's just very much copying it and mimicking it. Yeah, you see,
it nailed it. There you go. Pretty good.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Maybe it can create a full glass of wine now. Maybe like overflowing glass of wine.
It's going to wait.
Yeah, we'll do that one later.
Okay, so are they still stealing? I think we did go over that. They're gleaning and pulling patterns. And the patterns happen to recognize, it's like programming.
Yes.
Programming you are going to copy because it's just by nature. If I say, if this, then that, calculate this.
Yeah, there is nothing new anyway. But the main problem is that it was already trained on the copyright data. So that's what people are criticizing it for. And as for me, I'm like, yeah, they will not change it. Yeah. It's already trained. It's done. They're not like it's shut down.
Well, if there's a point of no return in AI, that was like 2023. Now it's over. Like I have a fear that the AI is going to create an AI internet.
Exactly. And there is like a bigger fear of where it's going. Basically, when AI will be capable of creating another AIs, it's where we're done, because it's not that it will like purposefully try to destroy it, but if it goes like too far beyond our understanding, it might like just not notice us in the process. You're just not that important as something very high up.
Well, and technically speaking, we do damage the planet.
Yeah.
So like
it would be a logical assumption.
It would be logical.
I want to save the universe and the planet. Perhaps I need to delete them.
Well, and that's something people don't think about with self-driving cars. So we have self-driving cars. It's going to calculate the risk and the most likelihood of less damage.
Yeah, to who?
So it'll be
to the driver or to the person
exactly.
in front?
So it'd be there's only one person in that car. That one goes off the cliff. This saves 4, and it may or may not be correct. It's all calculations, and if
it's all like
it's
ethical
interesting.
and complicated questions.
Have you ever known someone, and we'll do this part quick, have you ever known someone who was very analytical and only analytical?
Oh, I can think in this way.
Okay. So I have an uncle, and he works for Boeing, and dude is a human computer. Smart, he'll be like, the odds of this being full is this, and that. If you pour that, he'll know everything. He struggles with day-to-day stuff, because it's like, okay, interaction with other humans, not so good. But when it comes to this, you're a total genius. AI is kind of the same way, where it's pattern recognition, and it's interesting. We'll save that conversation for another.
Yes.
So going through, was 2022 image editing really usable or mostly flawed?
It was mostly flawed. Now it's getting much better.
Yeah.
Like, even though there were these capabilities before, they didn't work that good anyway.
Yeah. Side note, the brain rot content, I follow a lot of people that create like those cat videos and just straight up brain rot. And it's interesting watching, because a lot of them in groups on Facebook will post what they make and what they earn and how they do it. And I'm like, wow, this is like, and in good conscience, I can't create that. It goes against my personal ethics to make brain rot, even though I could probably make a bunch of money with it. It just doesn't.
Yeah, it still goes to people's choice. AI is still a tool.
Yes.
And people do choose how to use it.
Yeah, and there are people that don't give a rip.
Yeah, a bunch, as usually.
Well, like, it's
been a whole world.
Look at the reality TV craze.
Yes.
It has been proven that it's all like Bar Rescue, or the one where he goes in the disgusting restaurants. It's all made up. Like, they go in and they're like, hey, throw some dirt over there. Oh, look how gross it is. And then you put that there. So it's interesting. But going there, can AI-generated images be used commercially, or are there legal risks?
Most of them say that you can use them commercially, but again, we've seen that Google marks them. So there's like an interesting share of rights that I cannot understand fully, but there is like a whole list of it explaining how it works.
Yep. And if you think for 1 minute, if you get sued for an AI image, that ChatGPT is going to be like, oh, we didn't.
That's your fault.
It's
yeah,
your
that's
fault.
Like very much this flexible. When there is something to blame for, it's totally on you.
The person who used it. Yep.
But when it's like on the rights of usage, it's you, both of you.
Yep.
This you share.
Yeah. No, it's an interesting ethical conundrum we're finding ourselves in.
Do you want to go back to noodles?
Yes, let's check our noodles. You're excited about the noodles. Okay, so here's our noodles.
Yeah, you see, it's perfect.
That's perfect. Although, I will say, do you think that's noodles or one giant noodle? I think it's one giant one. I don't see any
ends. Looks like one giant noodle, but it's like in all the Italian traditions. It's
look at the shadowing in the thing. That's amazing. Like, I don't even think I'd do that if I was
It's like a
painting
picture.
It is.
Let's try with the wine. I'm curious.
The wine. Dun,
Did they fix it?
Okay, so we'll get our questions. We'll come back to the wine. How can I tell if an image or video was made by AI?
We're getting at the point where you cannot.
You're supposed to disclose. So if you're making AI content for YouTube, for anything else, you are supposed to disclose if there was no human at all.
Yeah, I think it's very ethical to be transparent about it when you use it.
Yep, and nobody cares.
Try not to, well, some people do care and very critical about it. So what now? Just be honest, come on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I know that a cat didn't drive a boat and go fishing. Pretty sure. I mean, I don't know, maybe. Maybe I've seen some weird cats. So yeah, I think always disclose and always make it good. And as AI progresses, AI detection will progress better too. We saw in the beginning, AI detection tools back in 2021 or 23 would flag everything as human. Now that same content in the same tool, now it's showing 100% AI.
I'm kind of curious about how it works because I don't know how at some point they can separate it.
I think it would be the way the pixels are designed. There has to be some...
On the image, yes, but on the text, probably no.
There's patterns.
Okay.
So it has to do with the way it talks, the way it starts sentences, the way it flows.
You see, there is an issue. There is a standard, like not copyright, but publicistic way of forming the sentences. And like if both AI and human use it the same way, it might not be distinguishable.
Not to human. I can't tell. Like if I read both, I'd 50-50. I don't know. AI usually can tell. And it's usually it's almost like every third pixel is white. Like kind of like that. It's not, but it's kind of that way of thinking. Like can AI generate pictures of me? The fact that it did that. See how this is always perfect, always here. The bolds are in certain places.
Yeah, you're right. So it's inconsistency. Like some minor mistakes that humans do will probably...
Not in there.
Yeah.
Especially if it's my writing, it's like all a mistake. Can it do pictures of me? It can, yes. There are privacy concerns. However, being an internet person, being my age, I don't have the illusion that we have any privacy.
We don't have, yeah.
Nothing. Like we got a Google camera in here. It can watch whatever we want because it's connected to Google.
You can try to keep all your info private, but it mostly will have no effect. So why bother?
Yeah, to quote my grandpa, he passed in 2013. My grandma had a computer and she was showing him, look, you can look at the neighbor's house and stuff like that. And she's like, that computer knows too damn much about me. Get it out of my house. We still had one in the house, but you know, he was...
Yeah, I think it's like, just don't do illegal stuff maybe. And you're fine.
Yeah, like, I mean, the generation of people now where it's like sending pictures back and forth to their significant others that should be handed to in person. Like, I mean, you're using data that is on a public network to do that. And like I told my kids when they were growing up, I'm like, you can't erase what's on the internet. That is in ink. And when AI comes out, who's to say they can't, manipulate things? And it's kind of scary, looking at that is interesting.
Yeah, but you'll get like targeted at no matter why you're trying to hide it or not.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and sadly, there are groups of people that want to exploit stuff. I mean, I'm seeing it happen more. Like one of my fears when AI first got popular was my grandma would get phone calls. And she'd get phone calls, hey, this is your grandkid, I'm in jail, I need money.
Yeah, as a society, we need to adjust. I don't think we can reverse this process.
Yeah, and like with AI, now it can sound like me. And she'll not know the difference.
Yes, absolutely.
And it's just like, well, Grandma, don't send anyone money. Not even the bank.
Only in person.
Only in person. And even then, make sure it's not like, oh, whatever. But yeah, can it be used to make fake or misleading? It can. And it's scary.
Unfortunately.
It is absolutely
But they're getting
scary.
that to control it better, generally. Maybe it will even out at some point, but yes.
I can't tell you how many times I go and I see something and I'll have to Google, was there really an earthquake there? Was there really this tidal wave there? Because you don't know anymore.
Yeah, now you need to check everything.
Yep. Will AI replace artists, designers, or content creators?
Some part of it, probably.
And it'll make some better.
Yes.
Yeah, because I think for my content, AI has made me better, I think. I know, you guys be the judge. Is it safe to upload my photos or brand content to AI tools? If you're uploading them to the internet, the tool has access anyway.
Yes.
So
it's like it doesn't keep the history, like ChatGPT doesn't keep a history of uploaded files. But a lot of models can still use it for training again.
Well, and what are you doing with it? You're going to put it on your website, which is now public.
Yeah, it doesn't touch your privacy so much. It's not going to be like, this person posted this to me, look everyone. It's just going to be somewhere there in the data. Yeah,
and it is what it is. This is, if you're going to put content online, you are subject to that. And it's funny how people are afraid to give it to ChatGPT. Like there's people who come on all the time. They're like, oh, don't give DeepSeek anything. That's the China government. And I'm like, the internet can be accessed by AI. So anything you post anywhere can be accessed by any government's AI.
Yeah, you don't give it to DeepSeek, but give it to your website. It doesn't matter.
Exactly. It's like it already has it. You know, that's the danger of AI, is that it's like you're cooked. Once it's out, it's out. There's no putting the genie back in the bottle. How much can I trust AI content to be truly original, not copied or plagiarized?
Like 50-50.
Well, and I would say by nature, as you said, there's nothing new. There's nothing new. It's like, okay, you know, you have this person, oh, they look completely different. Yeah, there was someone like them 200 years ago, looked just like them. You probably wouldn't even know the difference.
Even when they do, like, make it in the style of this artist. But artists do that too. They sometimes will redraw their picture, their character in the style of a different person just to train.
Yep.
So it's, I don't know, it's not too much different. Yeah, the question of what it was trained on stays, and how the employment is in the world going to work. And those are the scary questions. But it's not the AI fault as a tool.
Yeah.
It's somebody else's.
Yes. So to make money with AI images, I would say be ethical, be good, be unique. Think about what you can do different. Think about what you can add. Think about something that may not have been done before in a way that's helpful. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this training. Let's close it off by looking at the wine. Well, let's see. Dun, 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 dun.
Well, almost.
It's close.
Close enough.
Yeah, like it's
overflowing, but not
drooling. It's like it just got its teeth done and it can't function. Did you ever have that where you're like, I just get and then I can't drink anything yet?
Yeah, but there is still the need of put some empty glass above the wine race.
It is. It has to. Yeah, so we'll come back. We'll revisit this. I think it's an interesting conversation. Let us know your thoughts as a comment below. Check out AI Profit Scoop to learn exactly how we use AI to make money over at AIProfitScoop.com. Check the links in the description. We got lots of stuff. And go out there, use AI, make some money. See you guys in the next one.
See you in the next one.